Welcome into the DNVR Rockies podcast, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Now when you use promo code DNVR for any pregame moneyline bet, that $5 pregame moneyline bet is going to get you $150 in free bets if your team wins with code DNVR only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. I am Patrick Lyons.
And I am Suzie Hunter. Patrick, another day, another team that's not the Rockies making a big move that we're going to talk about.
Carlos Correa to the San Fransisco Giants.
Yep.
13 years, $350 million. Wow, they had to get somebody, I guess.
13 years just feels so long. It felt really long when Bryce Harper got that kind of deal, and it feels really, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be well into my 40s at this point.
It's, you will be in your late 20s, Suzie.
I will be in my late 20s 13 years from now.
Yes, do the math. Come on. You're not good with math, I will say that, but you'd only be in your late 20s.
Oh
no,
my God.
we'll talk about that. We'll look around the NL West, why the West was won, and really kick the tires on whether or not the bamboo theory, does it hold water? Fittingly enough, right? Bamboo holding water. Plant.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Are we really going to analyze what bamboo theory is?
Oh, we will. We will. A bamboo, incidentally, is a vegetable.
Is it?
I looked it up when I was thinking of the good thumbnails, before Carlos Correa got his giant payday, or as Craig in our chat on the DNVR Sports channel on YouTube says, more like giant overpayment. I said, all right, let's maybe do something with vegetables, Veggie Tales. It's look, we're getting to that point in the offseason where the headline has to do with bamboo.
Yes.
We're getting to that point. But
Bamboo
yes.
Bill, as we're calling him.
Oh, I hadn't heard that one yet.
I've been calling him that, yeah.
That's it. There you go.
I got you.
I will not be repeating that in public in Rockies circles at the stadium. But here on the show, we can go with Bamboo Bill.
This is a safe space.
Yes.
This is a safe space.
This is 13 years, $350 million, takes him to his age 40 season. Carlos Correa. It actually ties, as you pointed out, Bryce Harper had a 13-year deal, longest free agent contract in MLB history, and the third for a shortstop of 11 plus years in the last 9 days.
Yeah.
Just handing these things out.
We've really got a lot of faith in these guys to stay healthy for a decade plus.
Well, so that's been the thing about it, is it actually here's how 13 years makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you go, well, it doesn't make sense. I heard something about players at age 35 or older having like a 6 WAR season. So like basically what you're paying these guys for, close to $30 million annually. It hasn't happened very often. Barry Bonds 3 times, Adrian Beltre twice. Larry Walker actually did it once. But other than that, it's happened like 10 times in the history of baseball in recent memory. Going out there and being that productive in your late 30s, it doesn't happen. But the reason why the contracts are so long is because if you were to give these guys like a 10-year deal, they're going to be free agents at like 38, right? 39 or even 37. So they're going to be signing 1-year deals for maybe $5 million, $6 million at that point. Not a ton, right?
Yeah.
So you say, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll just give you $5 million for your age 38 and 39 season. We'll tack those extra years on, and then what ends up happening is the average annual value comes down, and it's better for the luxury tax payroll. Because if you paid a guy exactly, what he might be worth, if you front loaded it in a sense, like Justin Verlander, who got $43 million, if you played that out over 4 or 5 years, Now his average annual salary is going to come down. There's going to be less taxes that are going to be on that. If you are one of those teams that are up there in payroll, it makes sense from that perspective. But when you just look at it as a guy like in his, it's 29 or 30 years old, getting 10, 11, 13 years, it does seem crazy. It does seem crazy.
It seems wild to me.
Yeah, I would agree. The deal is just $10 million below what Aaron Judge got. Fourth highest in Major League history, $350 million for Carlos Correa, as Ken Rosenthal pointed out.
These dudes are getting paid.
Yeah, as Rosenthal pointed out on The Athletic, Correa gets this big money with only one top 10 finish in MVP voting. A player who's made only 2 All-Star teams. He's won only 1 Gold Glove. He's never hit 30 home runs. He's never had 100 RBI. Come on. That's wild. When you think of it in that context,
That
right?
is wild. I feel like, when I saw these numbers, I'm like, did they overpay for Carlos Correa? And I mean, I haven't really paid attention to what he's done in the past year because, the Twins really aren't on my radar. And I don't think I'm alone on that.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, you're right to think that, anytime a guy is getting paid that much, you go, are they really worth it? I think even in Bryce Harper's instance, you go, is he really worth it? But the name has a lot of cachet. And that you go, well, there's the business side of it. It probably does make sense.
Yeah.
Carlos Correa, I don't know that if he has that kind of cachet.
I don't know if he has
like
that
Harper.
star quality.
Yes, it's the star quality.
What's Carlos Correa's sign?
What's his Q rating? That's what I want to know. If you remember last offseason, Correa did reject a big offer from the Tigers, 10 years, $275 million before the lockout. Rejected that, got a nice little pillow contract from the Twins. He opted out. So he got $35 million from the Twins last year with the $350 he's going to be getting now from the Giants. $385 million. That's over $100 million more than the big offer the Tigers asked or offered him.
Yeah.
And they thought, he's got to take this. Nope, he's worth $100 million more.
Yeah.
He backs it up. He backed it up.
That's some good math you did there.
Thank you very much. The Mets, does it surprise you? They were actually in on Correa at the last minute?
It doesn't
not?
surprise me. Why not? Why not? No one knows what the Mets are doing, but they're doing stuff.
They're Metsin', man.
They're Metsin' real hard out there.
Yeah, the Steve Cohen tax is going through the roof. I think now they might even be at a point. I got to check the numbers. I haven't broken it all down just yet, but they're basically at a point now where every dollar that they spend in free agency, or if they make a trade and they just add payroll, they're going to have to pay $1 of tax on that. So if they sign someone for $10 million, that player's costing them $20 million. That's where they're at right now.
Gosh.
That's crazy, right?
Oh my gosh.
And I don't actually have a problem with that. And I think if
that's what he wants to do, listen, it's America.
Yeah.
Do it.
And again, it could be a whole conversation for another day, but I don't in baseball, we've seen teams spend a lot of money. It does not guarantee you anything. Sure, you're more likelier than not, to go out and spend that kind of money and get the results from your players than if you're doing it on the cheap. That being said, it doesn't guarantee anything. So you know what? It's fine. It's all good and well.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Well said. Well said.
Daniel Bard is what Team USA is. He's all in. He's on Team USA.
Let's go.
That's awesome. That was so exciting. Him and Nick Martinez. He's on the Padres. Who cares? But Daniel Bard, if you look at the guys that are on the roster right now, he very much could be closing games in the World Baseball Classic for Team USA. The 9th inning is safe for America.
Yes.
So rest assured. Yes. That's exciting.
I'm trying to think. I was trying to think of a national anthem joke, and I don't have any jokes because I'm not funny.
God bless the 9th inning, and God bless Daniel Bard. How about that?
I like that.
There you go.
Can we get those on T-shirts?
We could. We might be able to. Eric watches every minute of every podcast, so he's already working on it. I'm sure by the end of the show, he'll have something already marked up. He's second Rocky on Team USA. Kyle Freeland, of course, should be starting games for them. And I think there's about 5 other guys that are on the preliminary lists for the World Baseball Classic. Jake Bird from Israel. I talked with the GM, Peter Kurtz, while down at the winter meetings.
Oh, nice.
To kind of get the lowdown on how they were able to link up. A lot of it had to do with Jake Bird's brother, who went over to Israel. And so on Birthright. So doing that thing to kind of got the wheels working. Justin Lawrence for Team Panama. You got from Venezuela. Who represents Venezuela? Herman Marquez.
Yeah.
And I also learned Jonathan Daza is on a preliminary list. So that's not official yet, but he is on a preliminary list right now. So that kind of hasn't been public yet. We'll see what happens with the roster. Venezuela's got a lot of talented players.
They do.
He still could be a very useful guy for them. Elias Diaz, although he's Venezuelan, I believe his mom's from Colombia. He'll be on Team Colombia. So
nice.
That rounds it out. That sounds about like 7 guys so far from the Rockies. That's cool.
I like that. I'm very excited for the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, I'm definitely more excited for this one than any of the other ones. I was worried that not just in 2017, but just in general, the World Baseball Classic, I mean, it takes place mostly in America, and it's, MLB is an American sport to a degree. Obviously, international players play, but it's like this
America's pastime.
It's America's pastime. Well put. And I just didn't necessarily buy that into that. Maybe the rest of the world would really kind of glom onto that and really accept it as their own, but they absolutely have. And my worry was once Team USA wins it, it might lose its luster in America because people are like, oh, we've already proven that we're great. It's kind of like in the Olympics when Dream Team won it in 92. They won 1 or 2 after that, and then they kind of took their eye off the ball, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
And it just was like an afterthought, and it just became not as important. But I still feel like the WBC is really important. So I'm super excited for that for next year. The championship game is in Miami though, not in Phoenix, unfortunately.
When is the championship game? I realized I looked at my calendar. I'm going to be in Miami like twice in the span of 2 months at the beginning of next year.
Will it be March? Or
yeah, it will be March. My friend is getting married on a cruise ship March 12th. So maybe I extend that Miami trip a little bit.
All right. So you know what to get Suzie for the holidays. Swimming lessons. She needs to make it from the boat, swimming to shore in order to get it.
I was on a swim team, Patrick.
Okay.
Let's relax.
A lot of people in the Rockies press box have been on swim teams.
I wasn't fast, but I have good form.
It doesn't matter.
I feel like I could swim for a really long time.
See, that's the thing, is that if you do a sport like in high school, in your instance, you're like, I wasn't fast, I wasn't good. But that's because you were against other people that were, again, competing. And then as you get older, like no one's taking swim classes in their 20s or a part of a swim team. So now you're going to feel like you're a lot more elite. So you would dominate.
I'm better than high schoolers.
Well, you are better than all the high schoolers that have become adults and have not even swam in a pool once in the last 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you would dominate.
You know what? I like this validation. Thank you. Thank you.
If we happen to do like a pickup swim team meet, you are going to be my first pick. Don't worry about that.
Thank you. That is the smart choice.
I did ask Bill Schmidt. I was curious, and I'd heard some things from around and just talking with people, and didn't necessarily always buy it. Like, how do players participate in the World Baseball Classic? Like, are there some teams that don't really want their players to participate? What is that like?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And I asked kind of point blank, and he said, I'm not going to tell them they can't play for their country. They need to make that decision. And it was very believable. It wasn't any kind of thing.
Well, so that's not really a, yes, I encourage it. He's just like, I'm not going to tell them not to.
Right. And I would thought that, not necessarily the Rockies, but there would be organizations that maybe like, look, we want you there in spring. We want you, participating. We're trying to win a championship. If you're off elsewhere, that's going to maybe impact chemistry just a little bit. You might not be able to get your work in, but these guys are professionals. They're going to get their work in. Major League Baseball wants the World Baseball Classic to be the best. So, they've told all the teams, like, look, we all have to buy into this. We have to send some of our best players, and the Rockies are. The only caveat in that would be, like, if a player was injured, because he said something about that. I was like, well, what if a guy was injured? Would you say no? And even then, it sounds like they would let the players make that decision. If you were just straight up injured, you're not going to play. Antonio Senzatella should have been on Team Venezuela, but obviously with his ACL injury, might not be back until maybe May. Bud Black said we were hoping by April, but it might be closer to May at this point. So if you're kind of on the cusp, and if you want to do that, that's on you. And if you get hurt again, there have been guys in organizations who make those kind of decisions that are playing baseball, not riding motorcycles, but are just playing baseball. They get hurt, or they don't participate in a winter league, or whatever it may be. Teams don't look too fondly on that kind of stuff, but that was nice to know that the Rockies are also all in, which much of the rest of baseball on the WBC, allowing those guys to play. So
I feel like it's good for the Rockies, though. Get these guys on an international stage, see what they can do.
Yeah, for sure.
Bring glory to our country or wherever their country is.
You know what? It's sad to say, and I wish I didn't have this thought. It might be the closest thing some of them have to postseason baseball for a couple more years.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yes,
that's not...
I feel gross.
You hate to say it,
You
but
hate to say it.
I also did look it up. The World Baseball Classic ends Tuesday, March 21st.
Okay.
I might be in Miami for like a week and a half.
I feel like it starts on like the 10th or the 11th. So like it's a whirlwind 2 weeks.
Yeah. The World Baseball Classic starts Wednesday, March 8th. It ends March 21st.
Yeah, the first games in America might not be until the 10th or the 11th. Mm-hmm. The ones on the 8th, as you pointed out, I think are the ones that are in Japan and Taiwan. So, but Team USA, all their games are in the Arizona bracket or maybe at Chase Field. So that'll be really cool.
Yeah.
No tickets on sale just yet.
You're gonna keep track on those tickets, right? You're gonna keep checking game time.
I will be.
Yeah.
I will be. I'll do it right here from a safe place, like the DNVR Bar at the confluence of Colfax and York Street, home of the World Cup. We're the hub for that official.
We are the hub.
We
they
are.
must be getting. There's a game happening soon.
Morocco,
right?
France. Yep, we're just opening up now, so could get loud. Could be shouting into the microphones again, like the first one.
Oh my gosh, that was
fun.
wild.
That
They
was
already
wild.
they already turned up the music and all the TVs are on, so the bar is just getting ready to open.
It's
for
gonna
people.
pop off. Yeah. Are you rooting for Morocco? Do you like the underdog Morocco over France?
You know what? Of course I love an underdog. Although, like, if that guy who has the crazy parlay does hit, and that would be insane. But Morocco, I love an underdog.
Love the underdog.
You know that
story.
about me.
Yep. What is it, Kale? Saturday is the third place game, and then Sunday is the World Cup final. Sounds about right. Yeah. That'll be great. We'll be open for that, of course.
Of course.
You know that if you are a diehard, if you're a member, if you're signed up to the DNVR.com, you know you get 15% off your tab here when down at the bar. You get 20% off all the gear at DNVRlocker.com. And when you sign up for an annual membership, you're going to get a free shirt every year. That's fantastic of a deal.
So much gear.
It's Christmas time, holiday season, winter wonderland, Avalanche Ale. Is great, but the Christmas ale, right? It's like that time of the year. So I'm a coffee snob, and so I like my Ethiopian beans. I'll take the Democratic Republic of Congo. I'll go Kenyan, anywhere from the continent of Africa. Those beans really are singing for me.
Ooh,
but
okay.
I get turned on by a couple of the holiday blends.
Yo,
If
they
they're
got some
done
good
well-
holiday blends.
Yeah, maybe it's just the bag. It kind of like makes it really festive. It just pops off for me, and the Christmas ale is where it's at. It's fantastic by Breck Brew. If you need to know where to get it for a limited time, because I don't think you can still get it in stores on like St. Patrick's Day.
Oh.
No. Although, is there a St. Patrick's Day variety of Breck Brew? Not yet. Not yet.
Not that I know of.
They could be working on that. You go over to breckbrew.com to find where it's located. They also have the Nice List Sweepstakes. It's a huge holiday giveaway you should check out. Link has been added in the show description so you can get some treats, more kickbacks. They're giving away tickets all throughout the Stanley Cup run by the Avalanche, and they want to give you some more freebies. DraftKings also wants to give you some freebies. They're like $150 in free bets. If you sign up using promo code DNVR and you place a $5 pregame moneyline NBA bet, because if it hits, boom, you get $150 in free bets. You can do all those same game parlays. So if Suzie, if you want to pick Morocco to win, and their top goal scorer to score a goal. I mean, we all know who he is. We don't need to say his name and jinx him, so we won't jinx him. If you want to do that, and then you want to say, you know what, there's going to be a red card in there, you can combine all these same game parlays.
Maybe I might be doing that.
And make some money.
Yeah, I'm trying to get paid.
You got a lot of gifts. You got
I have
shopping.
a lot of Miami trips next year. I need
That
to
too.
get paid.
Yes, and also you have family members that continue to make new family members, which is going to be costly.
It's very costly. My little nephew's already so spoiled.
Oh.
He's so cute.
Preston
oh my
is the
goodness.
cutest. I'm sorry, I forgot. What was his name again?
His name is Bradley.
Oh, that was close. Come
No,
on.
you weren't.
Are you kidding me? They are right next to each other on the spectrum of names.
No.
Preston and Bradley?
No.
I didn't say like Quentin, which is close-ish, but Preston and Bradley. I mean, if you are in the chat right now and you know someone who has twins named Preston and Bradley, please drop it in the chat.
don't
And you know
exist.
Suzie will buy you a beer at the DNVR
I
bar.
will. If you happen to have that.
You're gonna have to buy a lot of people who have twins named Preston and Bradley.
No one has taken us up on any of our offers to buy beer. I've not bought a single beer for any of the weird things we've put out there on the show.
Yeah, that's true.
And I want people to be taking us up on it.
And the list is, again, Preston and Bradley. You have to have twins.
Yes.
What if they're just What if they just have two kids named?
Honestly, if you have two kids named Preston and Bradley,
count.
I will buy you a beer.
Okay, boom, you get that.
I'll buy each of them a beer when they turn 21.
The Black Vest Rockies, it has to have Ezekiel Tovar on the
Yes.
back. I am buying for a City Connect Todd Hollandsworth jersey. And we got to add more to the list. There's a lot of ways. Besides the 20% off the gear at DNVR Locker and 15% off your tab, there's free drink opportunities all around.
All you have to do is commit to the bit.
Yes. Ethan looking out for my health with the tea and honey. And
Ethan.
also, he agrees, Preston and Bradley are like right there. They are right there on the spectrum. And it's right there for you in our description, the link to DraftKings Sportsbook. Again, all you got to do is use promo code DNVR for new customers, and you get a $5 pregame moneyline bet that you put down on any team of your choice. Even if it's a major, major favorite, you're going to get $150 in free bets if they do win with code DNVR only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. I did a little more digging on Mr. Pierce Johnson.
Oh, okay.
His nickname is PJ.
Mm-hmm, makes sense.
Does.
Those are his initials.
It does. But if he went by PJ Johnson, it wouldn't, because his middle name is not Jay. What is his middle name, Susie?
I was gonna guess his middle name was also Johnson. Pierce Johnson Johnson. Was it? But you're telling me it's not.
It is not.
Okay.
It is not. It's one of the more standard male middle names.
It's not Pierce Bradley Johnson.
No.
No?
With first name like Pierce, you'd be really going hard in the paint if you wanted to double up a Pierce and then a Bradley. Or Pierce Preston, PB Johnson. Okay, you know what? Have a great weekend, folks.
Oh, my gosh.
I think I'm going to be booted off the show for that suggestion.
Is it a B?
It could be a B, but it's not a B.
Oh, my God.
You'll understand what that means later. You'll understand. It will make sense later.
Okay.
Could be a B, but it's not.
I don't know what that means, Patrick.
You'll know when I tell you what his middle name is.
Okay, then you're going to tell me what his middle name is.
William.
Bill.
Could be a B, but it isn't.
Oh my God.
I'd be a great writer on a game show. I'll say that much.
No.
We talked on Tuesday. He did play for a year in Japan. Was an all-star that year, representing the Central League. Had a 1.38 ERA over there with the Hanshin Tigers. Now, this is a really cool thing. And again, could get blown out again in the offseason, but I thought now's a good time to jump on this. So he played for the Hanshin Tigers. Where do the Hanshin Tigers play, Susie? Logically.
In Hanshin?
In Hanshin. Incorrect. In Japan.
They're not named after cities. They're named after sponsors.
Yeah, see, I knew you knew that. But I set you up for that.
I do not know where they play. I committed to the bit.
In the major city of Nishinomiya. I had never heard of it either. But so you were aware already that they're all the different teams are actually named after corporations. Like a lot of times people will say, I almost got in an argument with someone that I worked with when I taught high school. He was like, oh, I was there. I was at a Tokyo Giants game. I was like, fun fact, they're actually the Yomiuri Giants. He's like, no, I mean, I was there. They're the Tokyo Giants. And I'm like, but they're not the Tokyo Giants. They're the Yomiuri Giants. It's not what they're called. But yeah, so Hanshin is a railway company.
Oh, okay.
The Chunichi Dragons, newspaper. Yomiuri Giants, so Yomiuri is a newspaper. I think for a while, actually, at Yankee Stadium in right field when Hideki Matsui was playing with them, and a little bit after, they would have a Yomiuri advertisement in the outfield. I think, though, in Bad News Bears, they went to Japan, I think. Bad News Bears in Japan, I think that was a thing. And I think, you see a lot of stuff with Tokyo on it.
Yeah.
And the Giants. I think that kind of simplifies it for some people.
Yeah.
The Oryx, Buffalo Oryx is some kind of financial services. And I learned this one. This was one of the things we randomly talked about during the winter meetings, during the manager's breakfast. Ryan Spielberg's was there. I didn't know what the company was, but the Tokyo Yakult Swallows, Yakult is basically Japanese for milk.
That's a very off-putting name to me.
The Swallows?
The Milk Swallows?
The Tokyo Milk Swallows, yes. Yeah, that one's pretty wild, to say the least. That's where this show's going. Rakuten Eagles.
Yeah.
I see that in the last like 4 or 5 years.
I've seen
Rakuten a lot. Like
yeah.
that's like their eBay or Amazon kind of thing. And then my favorite, typically people see them as the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. They're like, go Ham Fighters. But no, they're Hokkaido Nippon Ham, and their nickname is the Fighters.
Got it.
You look at it and you go, Ham Fighters. I feel like it should be Ham Fighters.
A big Ham Fighters girl.
Yeah.
No matter what.
That one I would pronounce. That one I would just say wrong, just because it's just way more fun to root for the Ham Fighters.
Yeah.
Way more fun.
Way more fun.
He taught Yu Darvish a new kind of curveball back in 2021.
I did not know that.
Which was interesting. I kind of vaguely like remember that story because I was just like, I think that maybe it was a time in the year that was like, all right, well, what's going on with other Colorado athletes, that are natives of Denver? And that was an interesting story. You calls it the PJ curve, which I like that. I think he still uses that.
That's cute.
And then coincidentally enough, a couple hours after I read a couple stories on Pierce Johnson, Thomas Harding put it out there that Pierce Johnson learned this curveball in Colorado. More specifically, he got it from a pitching coach that doubled as Pierce Johnson's Bible teacher.
Oh, I love that.
At Faith Christian Academy. Taught him how to throw the curveball as if he was firing a football. So
interesting.
we've got a mystery man out here somewhere.
We gotta find
mystery
him.
person.
We gotta find him.
Who taught this special curveball? Bible camp, Bible coach, baseball coach. That's pretty cool. I think that's neat. And his father previously worked in the Denver Nuggets sales department.
Listen, what a Denver guy. What a Denver dude.
He's a Denver dude.
They love a Denver
I
dude. The
appreciate
Rockies love a Denver dude.
They love a lot of them.
They love a Denver dude.
Can't get enough of them.
Can't get enough.
This was another one of those random things from the winter meetings. In Bud Black's press conference, we had someone there that was not from Denver.
Okay.
He's kind of a national person. No one of note, I think, to a lot of people that might be listening. But he does a lot of national stuff. Older guy, has some history with Bud Black, and a question was asked about Brent Suter.
Oh.
And his name was mispronounced as Sutter. And then Buddy mentioned like, oh, Bruce Sutter, Hall of Famer.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Different spelling, but Bud just kind of going with the flow. Yes, and
as he does,
doing some
Great
improv,
improver.
right? And the comment from this guy was, oh, he just died. So, Suzie, I want to know, what's your stance with bringing up people who have died at a press conference?
I mean, if you're talking about him, then like it would be weird to not mention that he just died.
He was like referenced, like, hey, they have the same last name. Okay, back to your question. This guy just had to chime in. Oh, he just died, right? But he was like, yeah, he did. Thanks for that. And moving on, like he just had to segue out of it. And then that person also decided to fire in really early on before I think all of us had asked a question. What's up with Charlie Blackmon? Is he going to be back with you guys? Having no idea that he still has 1 year left on his deal.
Yeah.
Like, is he on the team? Charlie Blackmon, what's his story? Just Google it.
Oh, no.
Maybe you just Google it. It was very funny.
Now I understand why you're not saying this person's name.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off there. Or in the Die Hard Only Discord where you guys got to get your questions in. We're going to be doing another Rocks Inbox on Thursday's show.
Yes. But I will say, I love the chaotic energy that this mystery reporter brought to the scrum. I love that. We need a little, we see a lot of the same faces in there every day. It's nice to shake things up.
There was actually someone who jumped in right as we're starting. And like, okay, Bud sits down. Carlos Estevez had just signed, and someone who covers the Angels goes, so what are the Angels getting in Carlos Estevez? Asked like a follow-up, and then just left. And we were all like, hey, this is our time, guy. What are you doing? But we're good. We're good.
Listen, it's a war out there.
We can be territorial, us Denver reporters there. We absolutely can be. But the territory you want to occupy, if you want to get any tickets, is Game Time Tickets.
There we go.
It's fantastic. I've been using it for a decade, and I will be using it again very soon because I just tried to get tickets this morning, Suzie. Shut out. I think it was just still a pre-sale, so there might be still more opportunities. As soon as I get off the show, I'm going to be going over to Game Time Tickets, logging in, using code DNVR, maybe even just using the link in our description to get tickets. It's for like next September, which is I've never gotten tickets.
What are you saying?
So it is just a Ben Gibbard extravaganza. It's the 20th anniversary of Death Cab for Cuties, one of their most seminal albums, Transatlanticism. Also, the Postal Service is going to be playing. Also, Ben Gibbard's going to be doing some solo stuff. So he's going to be doing like all 3 bills at Mission Ballroom for 2 nights in September. And I got shut out of one of the nights, so I'm going to be scrambling. But I'm actually not worried. Usually I could get really anxious with stuff like that. Oh, my God, what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to do that anymore because I've got game time tickets. That's the way to go. You can get tickets for any kind of events, baseball, sporting or concert, whatever it may be. Close to the start of the event, you can go up to about an hour, and you can get up to 60% off that face value. So I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. Yeah. Rockies fans, you should feel okay because Bamboo Bill went out there, and this wasn't to us. I think this was on SiriusXM Radio, or it might have been MLB Network.
No, it was MLB Network. Okay. He said this on TV.
This was on TV. Yeah. The bamboo theory, basically just kind of saying there's a lot more underneath the surface going on, right? The prospects, maybe an iceberg. That one, I wonder if he workshopped that. Because when you say iceberg, it's got certain connotations.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of...
We're thinking the Titanic.
We're definitely thinking the Titanic. So you know what? Bamboo theory is a good one.
He got creative.
He did. And let's see if it holds water.
All right, so you're going to overanalyze this basically.
I'm gonna murder this this bamboo theory. So on Amazon.com, you can buy a lucky bamboo tree. And there are 5 key bullet points as to what makes the bamboos great. So number 5 is it is low maintenance. The roots are growing underwater, not soil, so simple care requirements are about light and water. Are the Rockies a low maintenance club? Absolutely.
Is that a good thing though?
No, but they are a low maintenance club in some arid soil of Colorado, right, at altitude. So I would agree, yes, the Rockies are very much low maintenance. Invites good fortune. Well, whether enjoying at your desk, coffee table, home spa, or meditation space, the invite is open for positive energy and good fortune.
Oh, you really copy and pasted from Amazon.
I cut a couple words out and threw in a comma or two. That's what the listing on Amazon has for good fortune. Rockies, do they have positive energy and positive vibes? I would say yes. Good fortune, no.
No.
So this one's a split. Great vibes at Coors Field.
Maybe now that we're talking about bamboo, maybe we'll get some bamboo plants in there. We worked for the Phillies a couple of years ago. The whole Bamboo Brad story.
Brad Miller, yes.
Yeah.
That could work.
That could work.
That could absolutely work. I think that might be, I think we know that's what we're getting from maybe Rockies PR. I think everyone that's been in the press box, they're going to be sent a lucky bamboo. Number 3, great gift. Coincidentally, how about that segue? Say thank you to employees, customers, or coworkers by gifting this easy care indoor plant. Rockies season ticket holders typically give away their tickets to friends all year long. So that's also true. Great gift.
It is a great gift.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
It very much makes sense. If you still are a season ticket holder, you're giving those tickets away. All right, it's carefully wrapped, according to Amazon, with extra attention paid to careful wrapping. This lucky bamboo is packaged for a safe journey. Is that true for the Rockies?
I don't know. Explain Chris Bryant.
How about the wrapping? Not the package inside. The wrapping. Rockies uniforms, they're good. They're classic, sharp looking. They're crafted, based off the New York Yankees, right? And the ribbon on top, of course, is just Coors Field. So I would agree. Carefully wrapped, yes. And then finally, grown by experts. Experienced greenhouse growers oversee every step of production for his lucky bamboo. Rockies, are they experts? They're baseball professionals.
Yeah.
They know more things than us. I will say that they know more things. They are privy to more information. But let's just say the first 4 matched up really, really well for this bamboo theory.
Yeah.
So I do not reject the bamboo theory. It's a theory. It's not a law yet. It's only a theory.
It's only a theory.
I think that's true. I think that works.
Yeah, that was some good overanalyzation, Patrick. Congratulations.
Thank you. Let's analyze the Foxes again because I saw some more photos.
We didn't talk about them enough.
We saw some more photos come out of the beautiful foxes.
Oh.
And as we are looking at these wonderful creatures that we learned yesterday, if there's only one, the fox theory, there's one, it's scary, they're predatory, but when there's 2, they're playful and cute.
Yes.
What do we name these foxes? They need names, Susie. They need names.
They do.
All right, so here's what I'm pitching. Here's a couple
Okay.
options. Look at this one. Doing a little downward fox.
Oh, look at that. Such
Stretching
a
out.
big stretch. When you see it, you have to say big stretch.
I also love that they've got the little silhouettes of foxes on the field to keep birds away. But,
so is that what they were for? Okay.
yeah, but as you can see here, it doesn't keep other foxes away or coyotes.
Well,
right?
honestly,
It keeps the birds away.
I would think that maybe that would act as a lure. Like, oh, is that my buddy over there?
Oh, is that
No?
Is that Dave? Dave.
Dave.
Hey, Dave. No, it's not. All right, so they need some names. How about Dick and Charlie, the brothers, two of the brothers, the Mumford brothers, who own the Rockies? Dick and Charlie.
That's an option.
It's
What
an
about-
option.
What about Todd and Larry?
Yes. Yeah. So we got one Hall of
We
Famer
got
and one
snaps
soon to
from
be.
Kale over here.
I mean, they don't look like Todd and Larry Foxes, but if we need to give them names, I would put that one.
I think they look like a Todd and a Larry.
Really?
Definitely.
Todd the Fox? Okay, maybe.
Larry the Fox. I love when animals have people names.
It's in the pole position. We'll say that. Definitely Todd and Larry are first. Tulo and Cargo.
That would actually be really cute and playful. Those are cute, playful
Okay.
names.
All right.
Perfect for these guys.
How about B-Rod and B-Rod? And that one only makes sense if you look at how it's written. One has a hyphen. The other one does not. Shout out to the homie Aaron from Blake Street Banter.
Oh my gosh.
We love arguing about that. How about Buddy? All right, we can keep Todd. Todd and Buddy. Because the Rockies have had a lot of Todds play for them. Hollinsworth. 2 references for Todd Hollinsworth. Big day today for Todd Hollinsworth.
always
Todd
Todd
Walker,
Hollinsworth's day.
Todd Helton. And the Rockies have had 2 managers named Bud. Bud Black and Buddy Bell. So
Yeah.
Todd and Buddy. And
That's
then
cute.
and then if we get creative with the address, Blake. That one's good.
That's a cute name for a fox.
And now we need another location. Lodo?
Not the MVP of
No.
names.
You could go Blake and 20, like 50 Cent,
Yeah.
20, because Blake and 20.
Yeah.
The corner of.
That's cute.
Or we could do a mishmash. I mean, we got to give them official names so in the future we're not just saying the Foxes. And so
Yeah.
it really confuses people.
Yeah.
If we say Todd and Larry and they think we're talking about the great ball players when really we're just talking about
Talking about the
two
foxes.
foxes. Yeah.
Let's put it out there. If you have input, if you have a thought, if you tweet it at us, leave it in the comments.
That's good.
Hit us up in the members only Discord.
Or some new ones. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I would also go with Johan and Flande for one of my favorite, most obscure Rockies guys. I would definitely be down with that. All right, let's break down why the West was won.
Okay.
A lot of action here in the division, none of which has been by the Dodgers. Crazy enough. Got to get those Cowboy Connect uniforms going. Again, another project for Eric of D-Line to work on. Padres lost out on Aaron Judge and Trey Turner, despite offering a lot more money.
That's rough.
Also lost out on Jose Abreu. How surprised were you when you found out kind of after the fact Padres were in on Aaron Judge? Like, what? Why? No, I'm concerned about your health, Padres.
Yeah.
Your mental health.
That is, I was surprised to hear that they were in the running. But
was
listen, that's what
bonkers.
agents do, you know?
I think that's just the Padres going crazy.
You think the Padres are just crazy? I mean, it does.
Yeah.
I feel for them that they offered more money to these big guys and couldn't get them.
Yeah. AJ Preller basically had a
Yeah.
press conference talking about no one likes the vibes, even though we're giving them more money.
He's like, no one wants to work anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. So they sign Xander Bogaerts to that 11-year, $280 million deal. Again, it ends up keeping down his average annual salary. So they end up being able to really go for it and not have to worry about the luxury tax threshold quite as much. They now have 6 players making an average annual salary of $20 million or more. I believe that is a first in Major League history.
That's
The
a lot.
2015-16 Yankees had 5 guys. And Tatis isn't making $20 million this year, but his average annual salary is over $20 million. 6 guys, Machado, Darvish, Tatis Jr., Soto, Joe Musgrove, and now Bogaerts. Darvish is a free agent after the season. Machado will very much likely opt out. He's still set to make $160 million, which is still a lot of money in my book. Call me crazy.
Yeah.
5 years at 160, but he can probably get another $300 million deal. A-Rod did.
Yeah.
I think he could at this point. Also, Soto becomes a free agent after 2024. So You can see why they're loading up. This is their window. Let's go for it. Peter Seidler, he wants to win now. He's a guy who's had cancer twice, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And so he's like, look, I might not see this, so let's go for it. I don't care about profits. You live one life. Let's see if we can win that championship. So hats off to him.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
I think so. They also added a reliever in the Rule 5 draft, Jose Lopez, which has to be buried. Like, I don't know if anyone even knows in San Diego, if you cover the team, that they picked him up with all the other stuff that's going on. Like, who's this guy? When did we get him? Too worried about Turner and Bogarts and Judge. That's pretty wild. You know, they also extended Robert Suarez, Nick Martinez. They probably deserve to get an A, I would say, for how well they've been this offseason. We don't have to worry about what grade they're going to get and the pain they're going to feel in having to pay these guys in their late 30s going forward. But for right now, with what they've been able to do, a team that I think up until before 2021, they hadn't had a payroll over $110 million. And now they're over $200 million for the last, it's going to be 3 years in a row.
What a culture change.
Big seismic shift. Seismic shift. Speaking of seismic, that would be a good alternative name. The San Francisco Seismics.
Oh,
that's not bad.
Too soon. That earthquake's gonna.
I know. Yeah, that's where you go.
It's actually gonna be really bad.
Yeah. No. Yeah, you got to hope that there's not some kind of San Jose internet company with the name of Richter, and then buys the name of a couple of the arenas. That doesn't work.
Bad vibes.
But yeah, Giants could not get Aaron Judge, the Linden, California native, only 2 hours outside of San Francisco. As the great American novelist Thomas Wolfe said, you can't go home again. And what's interesting is that he was, Thomas Wolfe, an influential writer who inspired the Beatniks, who called San Francisco their home. How coincidental is that?
Okay, Patrick.
As far as linking those things together, they do finally get Carlos Correa there to play shortstop. Brandon Crawford, he's only got one more year left. He can probably just slide over to third base. I'm still not convinced that the Giants are, they're still on the fringes of being one of the best teams in the NL. I think a lot would still need to go right for them. Still a lot left in the offseason. They did add 2 pitchers, which was going to be important for them. I think they got 2 really great deals. San Francisco is another one of those places where if you're a starting pitcher, you go pitch there. You can increase your value, then go back out on the market, make some money. You're seeing it with Rodon here. Dodgers obviously have that magical ability. You've seen it with Tyler Anderson, even Andrew Heaney with his deal with the Rangers. But Sean Manaea and Ross Stripling both get 2 years, $25 million. We know Jock Peterson came back. He accepted the qualifying offer. So overall, I think they've made improvements since last year's team. Also got Mitch Haniger, to play the outfield. But I'm still just not convinced. It's still like a bunch of guys. It's kind of like the Padres. A bunch of guys, but can you do it together?
Yeah.
Can you actually be the value? Can you actually be the sum of your parts? We'll have to see.
I mean, when I think of Jock Peterson now, I think about how he was frustrated at the end of last season. I mean, he signed up to be on a team that had just won 107 games. And then, of course, they did not even come close to that this past season, rather. But I wish him well in his frustrations.
For sure. Mark pointing out in the chat on DNVR Sports that Padres and Giants had money burning a hole in their pocket. Absolutely. The Giants just didn't have a ton on their payroll going forward. So many of those guys from those World Series seasons in 2010, 12, 14 had either retired or their money just came off the books. Bumgarner, Posey, Brandon Belt, Crawford's got one more year left. So it's like, all right, who are the next guys? And they haven't really done a good job developing their young players. So they didn't need to spend the money, but if you want to be competitive, you got to do that. And after a new collective bargaining agreement is agreed upon, teams are usually spending a lot more money because as you get closer to the end, it becomes a little more questionable. So go ahead, spend now, figure it out later. So I think the Giants have done well to improve their roster, but I'm still not necessarily convinced.
They've got a lot of competition in this division.
They do.
Here that we're also in.
The Dodgers. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the fun of this segment. We don't have to actually compare the 4 other teams with the Rockies. We'll just talk about those teams, like the Dodgers, who we probably can compare and say the Rockies have done more than the Dodgers this offseason.
Which is actually kind of crazy.
Boggling of the mind.
I can't wrap my mind around this. What are they doing? They're just letting guys go.
they're not in
Letting
on these guys.
expensive guys go.
Verlander was really the only guy that they've been in on before he signed with the Mets. I don't know, but I also don't doubt what they're doing. Even with this current roster where they've got, Gavin Lux right now is penciled in as their shortstop. Chris Taylor at second base, which he's a utility guy. You want to play him everywhere, but right now he's going to be at second base. In center field, you could have the rookie James Outman or Trace Thompson. And you go, those guys aren't that great. Max Muncy's a year older. Justin Turner no longer there. Kershaw is back on a 1-year, $20 million deal. But still, they're still probably going to win 95 games, even with this somewhat lackluster lineup and this lackluster roster that hasn't actually gotten better since last year. Do you doubt that the Dodgers still aren't the class of this division?
I feel like they'll find a way to beef things up. Also, they won 111 games last season. You don't even need to win that many games.
No.
You don't need to win that many games.
No.
It does nothing for you in the postseason.
Yeah. If they had lost, if they lost 20 WAR, right? If they had lost players that accumulated 20 WAR, that's a 91-win team. You're going to the postseason, LA. You're going to be okay. You're going to be frustrated during the year, all those things, but they're going to be okay. It's also the third time in 5 off seasons that one of their players goes into free agency and signs a $300 million deal. Machado, right after, I think that was 2018. You have this offseason with Trey Turner signing for $300 million. And, of course, last offseason, the big deal that Corey Seager got from the Rangers. So it's interesting. The president of baseball operations for the Dodgers, Andrew Friedman, did say, for us, quote, with really good high-end talent, our mindset is to be opportunistic. He said this in regards to their pursuit of Verlander. I think there are guys still on the market. I think there are still guys on the trade market and the free agent market that are interesting. So I think they're going with a lot of buy low candidates. They did that already with a 1-year, $1.5 million deal with Shelby Miller, and Dansby Swanson's still out there. You plug him in at shortstop, you go, okay. Yep, that's fine. That makes sense. Carlos Rodon's still out there. You plug him in and go, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Noah Syndergaard, again, he's taken a lot of steps back.
He has.
But in LA with the Dodgers, you go, okay, now let's see what he can do.
They have a thing about,
Yes.
taking guys who've taken a step back and just elevating them to a new level.
Yeah. Nathan Eovaldi, Andrew Benintendi, Michael Conforto, all those guys, again, you put them in LA at a probably, reasonable bargain. Price-wise, as far as you see what these other free agents are getting, and you go, yeah, that's kind of a stroke of genius. Did you think, or were you ever, did you buy into this idea that, the Dodgers are going to be out on Carlos Correa because of 2017 in the World Series and the sign stealing? Do you really think that they were avoiding him because of that, or it's just an interesting narrative that could be true but probably isn't true?
You know
What's your take?
I mean, actually, both of those are really good points, though. But I feel like it would be more like, we're not going to overpay for Carlos Correa. What are we getting? What have you done for me?
It's true. Yeah, I think fans would have gotten over it.
Yeah, I think they would have, but I think it would have been a very interesting process of them getting over it. Because I don't think it would have been easy.
No, I think they would have been like, Carlos, we'll bring you in, but you got to bring you in before Thanksgiving so that you can come out, give away 2,000 turkeys, do all kinds of different things. We need you on a fire truck, dressed as Santa. You got to work hard. And one off season of that, and an all-star year, take him to the postseason 2023. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That very much could be a thing. The most interesting move that they did make, though, they signed Jason Hayward to a minor league deal. Come on. This has Dodgers all over. He's only 33 years old.
33
I know he's been
years
around
old.
for forever, it seems like. I mean, he came up at 19. I know he was an all-star by 20.
He's been around forever. Wow.
But Hayward, you go, there you go. That's their guy.
Yeah.
Just plug him in at center field. You're good. You'll get him back to form. That's amazing.
Of course they will, because that's what the Dodgers do.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
It's been lackluster, but there's still plenty of time left for them to do something interesting. And they will. We'll see if the Diamondbacks do something interesting last but not least.
Because they've haven't.
They've got 4 outfielders. And
That's
Suzie,
too many.
Suzie, you are a baseball expert. And yes, you can only use 3.
That's too many to have.
Before this year, that statement might have been technically false. But now with the shift, now you definitely can only use 3.
Absolutely.
Now I feel a lot more confident in saying that. So yes, I defer to you as the outfield expert. You can only use 3. They've got 4.
I like that as my title, outfield expert.
Yeah. Well, now you got to learn a lot about the band.
Yeah,
Right?
I guess
The
so.
outfield.
I know that one song.
It's double entendre. See, there you go. That one song.
The
That's
one-
how you know she's an expert.
Yeah.
She knows that this band plays a
They've
song.
got a song.
And you don't want to show off and like say the title.
We all know it.
Because you are
We all know
humble.
who walks out to it.
You're modest. I
I'm
like
the
that.
most modest.
Corbin Carroll, Dalton Varsho, Alec Thomas, Jake McCarthy. Talked a bunch about those guys down in San Diego. PHNX Sports has been covering it. We did some fun videos. Jake McCarthy would look fantastic in purple. That would be the guy to target. I think the Diamondbacks would be looking for a little bit more than Elihuris Montero, but that's a deal that they could possibly work out. Mike Hazen, their general manager, said, yeah, we're looking to add like 1 or 2 relievers. For a team that's, again, kind of bottom of the division, they're on their way up. They're on their way up. They've got their Zach Veens right there.
Yeah.
So they're kind of a year and a half ahead of the Rockies right now.
Are there? Sorry to interrupt. Are their Zach Veens better than our singular Zach Veen?
So you're familiar with Marvel's multiverse, right?
Yes.
Well, there's something called the multivene, which there is an infinite number of realities and worlds out there in which every team has their own Zach Veens, but only one in each of those universes and all those multivenes.
Okay.
I should say. So that's it. So we live in the multivene in which the Rockies have Zach Veen. I mean, if you go back and watch that coverage, we covered the entire 2020 MLB draft, and we were like, there's no way Zach Veen's falling to the Rockies at 9. He fell to the Rockies at 9. So we have to be thankful this holiday season. We live in this present multivene.
Yes, we do.
Thankful for that. Diamondbacks also picked up former Rookie of the Year in 2020, Kyle Lewis, Miguel Castro, former Rocky. I think people are over that Troy Tulowitzki trade, but he's still around. He's sticking around, this guy. So
I think the people who were broken by that trade have already been broken so much that they're probably not even going to notice.
Yeah. I mean, the scarring is still there, but you've healed. You've done your PT, and you're okay. You can get by.
I don't think anyone's healed.
No.
There is no healing in this fandom.
Mental physical therapy. Not a thing, but it is mental PT.
That's called
It's called
therapy.
MT.
It's called going to therapy.
MT. That's what I call when I go to therapy and I talk with my therapist. It's like, I'm going to MT. It just makes me feel a little bit more athletic. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't do that, but for the bit.
For the bit, you'll do anything
Yes,
for the bit.
you got it. I'll do anything for a Klondike bar and anything for more tweets,
Yeah.
likes, all that stuff. Let us know your suggestions at DNVR_Rockies, especially about the 2 Foxes, Todd and Larry. I think they might be you did like Tulo and Cargo though.
I did like Tulo and Cargo, but something about Todd and Larry, I think, are just like really good names for foxes.
That will have to be the poll for today.
That's the poll for today. So after the show, Patrick's going to post it, and we'll get some answers finally.
We've already started getting some comments of like, this is where we're at with the Rockies. 2 days straight of Fox content. It's like, well, we talked about real baseball stuff for a lot, but kind of the headline is a little bit more about, some of the fun stuff that's going around.
We're
and again,
just trying to have fun here.
For our diehards in the diehards only Discord, get those questions in Rock's inbox. We're going to be doing it on Thursday. You know what? You can even, again, reach out to us on Twitter at DNVR_Rockies. You can reach out to me at Patrick D. Lyons on Twitter.
And you can find me at the Suzie Hunter on all platforms.
This has been wonderful, but you know what they say about momentum?
What do they say?
It's only as good as your next show. So we will see you tomorrow on the DNVR Sports YouTube channel at 11 a.m.